companies. All right. So that was US financial system structure in general. If we are talking about Japan, Japan are also divided into two major categories, which is commercial bank and investment bank, same like US. And this commercial bank and investment bank controlled by the Central Bank of Japan. Okay, the Bank of Japan is the central bank in Japan. All right, they are very structured, highly structured, and very segmented and specialized. So under Japan, there are two main structure, which is city bank and regional bank. City bank is normally located in city, okay, such as like Tokyo, Kyoto, okay, those cities. And these city banks, they operate nationwide, and they are also very good or very sophisticated in using the technologies and also compete well with the international banks. All right. The second structure is a regional bank. Regional bank is more like a state bank. Citibank is like in KL. Regional bank is like in Kedah. Okay, it's more to state bank serve local people or state people only. All right. So under the regional bank, there are three types of banks as well, which is traditional regional bank, former Sogo bank, and also specialized bank. Okay, so traditional regional bank is smaller compared to the city bank, and normally it serves a local economy, but also they have international banking businesses as well. Meanwhile, former Sogo bank, it is more smaller than the traditional bank, such as like SME bank. Okay, the second tier SME bank. And the last one is a specialized bank. Specialized bank, they are very specialized in one particular businesses, such as like giving lending to the agribusiness, giving lending to the technological businesses, green businesses, very specialized. Okay, they have a long-term lending and that activity and also a trust activities in the specialized bank. Okay, that is in Japan. Meanwhile, in UK, there are four major groups that can be divided in the UK banking system. The first one is a clearing bank. Clearing bank is like a commercial bank in Malaysia where it's involved with international banker. It also provide trade services, corporate financing, asset management, risk management, forex businesses, and also advisory services. Okay, so they are the dominant banks in UK, the clearing banks. The second one is the building societies. Building societies like giving loans for buying residence house only. Okay, if it's in Malaysia, same like MBSB. MBSB, they provide loans to buy house, a residence house, and also a business, and also commercial properties. Okay, commercial properties. But in UK, the building societies, they provide loan to buy resident houses only. All right. And then the third one, they have an investment bank. And the fourth one is the foreign bank sectors. Foreign bank sectors in UK is an open policy where foreign countries or foreign banks can easily access the UK banking system. All right. Next is France and Germany. Basically, France and Germany, they are following or utilizing the universal banking concept or universal banking system. In France, there are three types of banking structure, which is saving banks, retail banks, and specialized bank. Okay, these are the three main structure that utilized by the France banking system. Meanwhile, in Germany, they have four types of banking structure, which is commercial bank, saving institutions, cooperative bank, and others. Under others, they have another three structure as well, which is specialized bank, savings institutions, and also investment bank as well. Okay, so these are the France and Germany framework in general, as we can see for the OECD's banking system. Okay, so next we are looking at the emerging market system. Emerging market system is basically involved with developing countries. Okay, developing countries. When we talk about developing countries, it's all about improving. Okay, they are moving toward first class banking system, a sophisticated, a strong base, but not there yet. They are moving into there, but still there are some issues that they have to go through before they can achieve the first class banking or first class financial systems. Okay, so normally what are the issues that involve with merging market systems is their macro policies, the supervision, the foreign direct investment, and also a competition with the international entrants. Okay, so emerging market banking system, they are not at the high level of economic, but still slowly building up a strong base of their banking system. All right. So under the banking system, emerging market system, I will discuss about three countries' issue, what is their problem in order to achieve the sophisticated banking system. Okay, all this slide you can go through by yourself. I'm not touching each of it. All right. Okay. So for the first country, as I promised earlier, three countries. Huh? The first one is Indonesia. Indonesia, they are still developing and they are utilizing a universal banks system. And some of the issue that Indonesia banking system faced in order to achieve a very good or very strong banking system is lack of transparency. Okay, their banking system, their information, everything is lack of transparency. And they're also very weak or poor in credit assessment, credit analysis. Huh? When they want to give loan to the borrower, the level of assessment of their banking system is very weak or poor. And last is a political issue. Political risk in Indonesia is always volatile. Okay, always volatile. So it's a bit difficult for the foreigners or the international to open a branch in Indonesia because they're afraid the political system or the political parties will change like frequently. All right. The next one is India. India, they are also utilizing universal banking concept, and some of the issue faced by India is again they have a very poor and weak credit analysis or the credit culture. The political is not stable and very volatile over there, and also they have a crony problems, low level of technologies. Yes, true, they have a very good skilled worker in technologies, but they are not in India. Okay, so the level of technology usage in India is only growing up now. And Indian banking system, it is difficult for them to accept the changes, especially the merchant acquisition. Okay, they're very difficult in accepting the merchant acquisition and also the changes in the technologies. All right. And in India also, they have a very strong employee unit. Okay, very strong employee unit where strikes, demonstration, fighting always happen there. All right. So this lead to a serious social problem, which also can lead to a negative image to the foreign investors. All right. The next one is China. China is a special case. Huh? Last time, China banking system is a family-oriented business. Okay, it's a family-oriented business, and after they open their economy, then only China have boost up. Okay, now they are very actively in the merchant acquisition, where the family business become a commercial bank, a public commercial bank, where a public also can buy a shares from these commercial banks. Foreigners also can ownership, which is buy share for these commercial banks. Okay, so China have opened their market, and after they open their market, their economy have boosted very well. Okay, so last time foreigners involvement is very limited in China. And China also last time they have a skilled worker problem. Okay, skilled worker issue. They have a very hardworking people, but not a skill workers. Okay, so now they are overcoming the issues and they are sending most of the Chinese students and also most of their workers to go international and gain the experience and the knowledge. Okay, gain the skill. All right. Technology is another part. Okay, last time China is very poor in the technology development, but now China is the number one in the technology improvement. They have improved very well, very fast, and very good. All right. And on the portfolio part, investment portfolio, China also have shown a very good improvement as well. Last time, before they opened their economy, it was a business family. When it is a business family, normally the investment portfolio is not diversified very well because they are focusing on one particular product or one particular investment only. But once China opened the market, a lot of foreigners go and invest there. A lot of public is investing in the banks. So the investment portfolio also have changed their direction and they are more versatile and diversified now. Okay, that's on China. Okay, if you look at the slide, there are financial system in China. Okay, please don't worry. I will not test on this figure. I will not give a blank figure and ask you to fill up each of the boxes. Okay, so don't worry about that. But please go through this figure for your knowledge as well. All right. Okay, next we are looking at the international banking organization structure. Okay, in the type of or the structure of international bank organization, there are about 11 structure over here. Okay, such as like a correspondent bank, representative office, branch, blah 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 blah, until the international H Act Corporation. Okay, or H Act banking businesses. All right. Okay, before I proceed with this subtopic, I have a questions here. This is a quiz for topic 2. All right. So those who are listen carefully, please answer your quiz, this topic 2 quiz in your topic 2 task. Remember, you have to do your topic 2 task, which is the infographic. So once when you submit that task, please write your task 2 quiz in that report or in that page. All right. You don't have to explain, just give the name. That's it. So the question is, okay, listen carefully. The question is, besides this 11 type of international banking organization, what are the other types of international banking organization that we have now? Okay, what are the other type of international bank organization that we have now? Okay, just name it. You don't have to explain it. Submit it when we have face-to-face class. If I see the answer over there, automatically, and if the answer is correct, definitely if you answer correctly, you will get 0.5 marks for the quiz part. Remember, we have quiz 10%, right? So you will get 0.5 mark for that for this for today quiz. All right. So uh, please do send your task 2 and task 1 page to me. Okay. Okay. So we have 11 types of structure for the international banks. The first one is a correspondent bank. Correspondent is basically correspondent relationship with other bank on the country where it does not have a physical presence. Okay, this is like if I give such an example. Let's say CIMB, they want to send a letter of credit to again Brazil. Okay, previous class I used Brazil, this class also I use Brazil. Okay, but CIMB do not have a branch, do not have a representative office, do not have a agency. They don't have anything in Brazil. So what CIMB can do is they can contact one of the bank in Brazil and let's say bank of B, okay, in Brazil. So this bank of B is a correspondent bank for CIMB in doing that letter of credit. Okay, so correspondent bank is basically a bank that we contact in another country that we don't have anything over there. We don't have a branch, we don't have an agency, we don't have anything in that country. Okay, so it's just like a correspondent bank, and correspondent bank can be uh, we can do the transaction once or few times. Okay, it doesn't mean that every time we have to do the correspondent with bank of B. No, we can choose other banks in Brazil as well. All right, so it can be a one-time business or few times business. All right. Representative office. Representative office is like a physical appearance in the foreign countries. It's just a office representative with a limited activities. Okay, a representative office can provide a limited activities. Uh, Normally, representative office is to explore a new market in a country with a high risk market or something like that. Okay, this representative office is a very low budget. It's only one staff with one table, with one computer. That's it. Okay, it is easy to set up and also easy to shut down. Okay, it's easy to close, and the licensing to get a representative office is much more easier compared to the branch or agency. All right. So normally representative office is just to test market. Let's say CIMB, they want to open a branch in Brazil. So before opening, they cannot like simply go to Brazil and open a branch. Cannot. They have to do homework. The CIMB have to do homework. So how they do the homework? They open a representative office in Brazil to see what is Brazil economic condition, their social condition, the mindset of people over there, what is the currency movement. Okay, so they have to do all this homework before CIMB can open a before CIMB can decide whether they want to open a branch in Brazil or not. Okay, so representative office is the best solution to do a test market. All right. A branch office. Okay, a branch office is basically a branch. Okay, the branch office, they have to follow the rules and regulation of host and home country. Let's say CIMB decided to open a branch in Brazil. So the CIMB Brazil have to follow rules and regulation in Brazil and Malaysia as well. Okay, they have to follow the rules and regulation of the host, which is Brazil, and home, which is Malaysia countries. All right. Branches, they can do all the banking activities. Okay, all the banking product and services can be offered to the Brazil people over there. Okay, there is no limited. They are unlimited in providing the banking services. They can accept deposit, they can provide loans, they can provide advisory, they can do investment, and so on. All right. It's a full spec of banking in Brazil. The next one is an agency. Agency is between representative office and a branch. Okay. Agency, they cannot accept deposit from the local, but they can provide loans to the local. Okay, that's the difference between branch and agency. Representative office, they cannot accept deposit, they cannot provide loan, they cannot provide anything, just services like advisory. Okay, that's it. Maybe a Malaysia client in Brazil, that's it, representative office. But agency, they cannot accept deposit, they can provide loan. Branches, they can accept deposit and they can give loans as well. Okay, so that these are the main differences between representative office, branch offices, and also agency. Foreign subsidiaries and affiliate. Okay, the differences between subsidiaries and affiliate is that in subsidiaries, the board of director must be the local people. Okay, the board of directors must be the local people. The ownership of the bank, okay, the ownership of the company or the institutions can be fully or partially by foreigners. And normally the subsidiaries is regulated by host country. Parent country cannot touch the subsidiaries deposits, and subsidiaries they can provide full banking activities. Meanwhile, Alfiat, the ownership is partially owned by the foreigner. Just now, subsidiaries, the ownership by the foreigners can be fully or partially. But for the Alfiat, the ownership by the foreigner must be partially. Okay? And there is no, for the Alfiat, there is no control by the parent. Okay? The parent company, the CIMB in Malaysia, cannot touch any deposits in CIMB Brazil. All right. The next one we have joint venture or consortium bank. Joint venture or consortium bank is a few bank combined into one bank. Okay, A plus B equals to A or A plus B equals to C. Okay, it can be merge and acquisition. It can be merge or acquisition. Okay, but a few banks combined into one bank. So normally this joint venture happen between the local and international bank, because why? They want to avoid a very strict rules and regulation. Okay, they want to avoid the entry barrier by by the host countries. All right. Shell branches. Shell branches are located in the offshore centers. It's a very low cost, okay, very low cost. It's only contain a desk with one staff, a telephone, and fax machine. That's it. Normally, but now even no fax machine. It's only all through email, all computer. Okay, they only receive a record of transactions, whether it's a deposit or international transaction. They will keep it in the folder, or they will print it and keep it in a file system. All right, but the shell branches, they don't really have much activities except recording. Okay, they just keep the records of transaction. That's it. Okay, and they are normally located in the offshore centers. Okay, offshore banking centers and offshore banking unit are also located in the offshore centers. One of the main criteria for the offshore banking centers and also offshore banking unit, they are low or zero taxation jurisdiction. Okay, and normally these centers or the unit serve non-residents only with the known local currency only. Okay, so this is a bit special for under the offshore centers. Okay, don't worry about that. We have one particular chapters on offshore centers. So in that chapter, we will cover and we will discover more about the offshore centers. All right. Age at Corporation. Age at Corporation is only exist in US, not in other country. Yeah, it's only in US, where US bank subsidiaries of US bank that are located in the US and engage in all aspect of international banking. All right. And the last one is the international bank facilities are also for US banking system only. They are dealing with the non-US customers, and these international banking facilities are developed in order for local US bank compete with the Euro banks. And these international bank facilities, they are exempted from local reserve requirement and deposits insurance requirement. Okay, so these are for non-US customer are located in US. Okay, so that is international banking facilities in US. All right, not in other countries. So this slide, you can read by your own. Okay, not explaining that. Okay, next we have factors affecting type of structure. We have 5 types, which is banks, owners, ability, capability, and commitment, followed by attitude of host country. And then we have attitude of home country, banks, resource constraint, and tax consideration. Okay, when we look at the attitude of home and host country, is basically what they are saying is that any country in this world they don't want too much involvement of foreign banks or foreigners in our economy. If let's say we have a lot of foreigners in our country, okay, there are a lot of international banks easily can open up a branch in Malaysia. It will give a huge impact to the local banks. Okay, not in Malaysia, in any country. Yeah? So it will give a very huge competition, and it might destroy a local banks as well. All right. So because of that, the central bank, they have a very important task to do, where they need to welcome the foreign investment and foreign involvement, but at the same time they also need to control the activities of this foreign involvement. Okay, we welcome foreigners, but not until too much where they can control our economy. Okay, we welcome, but we do control in certain ways. So the central bank in any countries, they have to come up with rules, regulation, policy, framework, okay, guidelines, whatever it is, you can name it. But we need some formal documents to control the international activities in Malaysia. Doesn't matter if it's in banking institutions, financial institutions, in any institutions, okay, any businesses. Huh? Meanwhile, for the bank resource constraint and the bank's owns ability, it's talk about the limited internal resources. Okay, limited internal resources in terms of financial and human. Okay, financial means they don't have enough capital. They don't have enough capital in order uh, to 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 enhance their self and open a branch in a international market. Resources means they don't have a skill and experienced staff to handle the job in an international market. Okay, because if you want to open a branch or at least a representative office in another country, you need a staff that can understand the language, who can deal with the people over there, who can cope with the culture over there. Okay, so the banks need someone who have a skill, experience, knowledge uh, to work in that country, in the international country. Okay, so some of the bank, they have a very lack skilled workers, experienced workers to send the staff over international countries. Okay, so this is what we say as a bank resource constraint. They are constrained in terms of human capital, a skilled and experienced worker to open an international branch. All right. And the next one is a tax consideration. Tax consideration is basically an important factor for a bank to open a branch in a different countries. Okay, if the tax rate is too high in that country, it will give an impact in the home country profitability. Let's say CMB want to open a branch in Brazil, and the Brazil have a very high tax rate. It will definitely give an impact in the Malaysia CIMB, because Malaysia CIMB have to support the CIMB in Brazil in the first few years. Okay, so if let's say the business in CIMB Brazil is not so good, but they have to pay a very high tax, who need to support that? Definitely the parent company, which is in Malaysia. Okay, so a CIMB, before want to open a branch in any country, one of the important criteria that they have to look is the taxation bracket. Okay, taxation rate. It cannot be too high or it cannot be too low. Okay, too high means the country is controlling the foreigners' entries. If it's too low, it's actually encouraging foreigners, but at the same time, it cannot be too low, which is par to the offshore centers. Okay, when it's par to offshore centers, is something wrong somewhere. All right. Okay, next we have functions of international banks. Under the function of international banks, we have five functions, which is international trade financing, interbank forex market, participate in euro currency market, international investment bank, and surveillance lending. All right. If we look at the first one, international trade financing, Basically, international trade financing means the international bank facilitate or help the international importer and exporter to do a business. How? By providing financing, by providing guarantees, by providing a documentation, okay, such as like guarantee payment, letter of credit, banker acceptance, banker guarantee, bill, shipping bills, bill of lending, and so on. Okay, they're providing guarantees, documentation, and also financing in order to do import and export. When we talk about trade, it's all about import and export. Huh? So when we talk about import and export, it have to be two different countries. That's why international banks involved in this trade financing. And normally, international banks, they have a very good networking around the world. By having that good network, they can assess the risk easily. Okay, they can assess the risk easily and widely due to the high network around the globe. The second one is the interbank forex market, interbank foreign exchange market. The international bank, they will act as a broker, agent, or market maker in order to do this forex trading. Okay, they act as a broker, agent, or market maker to do a forex trading. All right. The third one is participate in euro currency market. International bank also involved with the euro currency market such as like US deposits in Japan, euro rupee deposits in Malaysia, euro yen in Malaysia. Okay, last time euro currency served international customers only, but now due to the high demand, euro currency are also served local customer and international customer as well. As an example, let's say after your degree, you want to proceed your master in Japan. Okay, you can start to save Japanese money anytime right now. Okay, you can just go to the bank and then say you want to open an account in yen. So they will open an account in yen for you. So when you have a yen account in, let's say in a CIMB, you are considered as a euro yen account in Malaysia. All right. So that is euro currency involvement of international banks around the world. All right. Next, we have international investment banking. International investment banking, normally the normally the international bank, they will act as an agent for the investors to buy and sell securities and equities, the financial securities and financial equities, such as like bond, notes, T-bills, shares, preferred shares, common shares, IPO, and so on. All right. They will help the investors to do a international investment by buying and selling the financial securities and financial equities in the market. Okay. So international banks are also very active in the fund management and risk management as well. Okay, under the investment banks activities. And last but not least, under civilian lending, we have two types of lending, which is a syndicate loan and a project financing. Civilians lending are also known as international lending. Huh? So we have two types, syndicate loans and project financing. Syndicate loans means a few banks combine to serve one loan because the loan is too huge and very, very high risk. Okay, one single customer, one single loan. The until one bank cannot absorb the risk or cannot provide the full amount, where a few banks have to combine in order to provide one single loan. Okay. Meanwhile, project financing means it's still a huge project, but one bank or few bank can combine to provide the single loan. Okay. Just now, syndicate loan, a few bank have to combine to provide single loan. But for project financing, a single bank or a few banks can combine in order to provide single loan. Okay, that's the main differences between syndicate loans and project financing. And normally syndicate loans is more to commercial development. Okay, commercial development, like let's say like a developer want to open a housing, not the housing area, but the housing like they have a huge project. They want to open, they want to do a house, clubhouse, and then they have this golf. Okay, everything in one area is a huge project, a commercial project. Meanwhile, project financing is more to the country development, such as like the train from KL to JB. Okay, or the second Penang Bridge. Okay, so these are the country development. For the country development, normally we refer as a project financing, but sometimes project financing also have a commercial basis as well. Okay, but the main differences between the syndicate loan and the project financing is that a few bank syndicate loans, a few bank combine to provide one loan. Project financing, one bank or a few bank can combine to provide one single loan. Okay, that's the main differences between syndicate loan and project financing. Okay, but both loan, the syndicate loans or the project financing, it's a very huge project, large scale capital with a very high risk and also a long term project. Okay, these are two loans known as a surveillance lending. Okay, so I think with that we finished on topic 2. Let me stop sharing this slide and I will share the QR code for you guys. For those who have not scanned the QR code, please scan the QR code. For those who already scanned the QR code, if you have questions, you can unmute the mic and ask me, or you can type it in the chat box. Those who have no questions, you can leave the WebEx. And I hope to see you guys next week face to face with topic 3 next week, Monday. If we don't have any announcement, okay, if let's say UUM did not announce anything like work from home or online classes for next week or anything, until no further announcement, face to face is remain unchanged. If there is a latest announcement saying that online classes or anything, then I'll see you guys online again next week Monday with topic 3. But whether it's online or face to face, we're going to proceed Monday topic 3. All right. There is a request to repeat the question again. All right. I'll repeat the question again. Okay. Just now we have gone through the 11 types of. Okay. Ready? Yeah. So just now I have explained about 11 types of international banking or 11 type structure of international banking. The question is, besides these 11 type of international bankings, what other international structure or the type of international bankings that we have now? Okay, one type is enough already. You don't have to give me 4 or 5 types. Okay, one type is enough. What are the, or what is the other type of international banking or structure of international banking that we have now? Okay, one type enough already. No need two, three, just one. Just give me the answer. You don't have to explain, you don't have to define, you don't have to do anything. Just give me the answer, maybe in 1 words or 2 words, 3 words. That's it. Okay. You can put that answer below the task 2 page. All right. So whenever I see an answer, if the answer is correct, automatically I will give you 0.5 marks under the component of quiz. All right. So is that okay? All right. Thank you, guys. Those who have not scanned, please scan. If you cannot scan, please write your name and a metric number in the WhatsApp group and I will add you manually. All right. Thank you, everyone. Selamat Hari Raya and take care. Thank you so much.